Okay, you guys, today I'm going to show you a really pretty design. It's something that you can do either on a gel manicure or over the top of an enhancement. And it's going to be a really pretty neon but pastel design. So let me get started here. I've already prepped the nails and applied 2 coats of my ManiQ white gel polish. I've left that sticky layer on there. And so for our next step, I'm going to come in with either the ManiQ base or the top coat, and I'm just going to do 1 coat of this to kind of seal that white in. Okay, so I'm going to put 1 coat of my base coat on just to seal that white in there. So that way when I buff the nail, it's not going to take off any of that white and leave it kind of patchy or streaky. So again, this is just going to seal that white, so it's going to give us a really good base layer. And we'll cure that for a full 60 seconds. Okay, so we've cured that base coat on there. I'm going to use my ManiQ Cleanser and remove that tacky surface. And then I'm just going to go through with my 180 buffer, and I'm just going to buff that nail just enough to remove the shine. I'm not trying to take down any bulk, just to give me kind of a matte finish. If you prefer, you can use the matte top coat. I just like the finish of buffing. I feel like it gives me a little bit more texture to that nail. And then I'm going to wipe it one more time with that ManiQ Cleanser just to make sure all of the dust is cleaned off. Alright, at this point I'm going to use my mixing tile. I'm going to take a little bit of my ManiQ base and put that right onto my tile. And then I'm going to get my Slickpour colors ready. So for this design I'm using Mini Man, Freak for Life, and Canary Zing. So these are some really pretty neon kind of colors. So they're going to be really bright, really pretty for the summer. And then I'm also going to grab my little mixing spoon here, or my Cuticle Pusher, and a makeup sponge. So I'm just going to take the makeup sponge, dab that into my base coat, and just kind of dab that onto the nail. So wherever you put your base coat onto the nail, that's where your colors are going to adhere to. So I'm going to take my 3 colors and just kind of sprinkle them on in random areas. And it's just going to start to kind of marble together. So wherever our powders go, it's just going to adhere on. I'm going to tap that off. And then we'll cure that. Let me do the second nail here for you as well. Same concept. I'm just going to tap on that base coat. And by tapping it on, it gives it that more of that textured look, rather than just brushing your base coat on. This time maybe I'll start with a little bit more blue, and then the pink, and then the yellow. Okay, same thing, just tap off that extra, and then we'll go ahead and cure that. I'm just going to freeze that in the light for a quick 30 seconds. Okay, so our first coat of color is set. I'm going to just use my manicure brush to dust off any extra dust on there. I'm just going to kind of take a look at it to see, do I want to add any more color? If I do, I can add another layer. If I think I like it how it is, I'm just going to leave it like that. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more color to some of these. So just like we did before, just kind of dab in your base coat in some areas, or on the whole nail if you need to add more on the whole nail. Okay, we'll just take a little bit, I think I'll do a little bit more blue onto this one, and maybe a little bit more pink, maybe just a little more yellow into the base down there. And same thing on this one, maybe a little bit more yellow on the top, and brighten it up in the middle there. Just a little bit more pink right down on the base. Alright. Again, we'll just tap off that extra, and then we'll do one more cure on that for 30 seconds. Okay, so our second layer of color is cured. Again, I'm just going to dust off any extra. I'm going to come back with my ManiQ base. And because we've got that Slickpour powder in there, I want to do 2 coats of a sealant. So I like to use 1 coat of the base That way it really kind of seals that powder in there. I like the thickness of the base. And then we'll do a coat of our top coat over that to seal. All right, so one coat of our ManiQ base. We'll cure that for another 30 seconds. So at this point, we have a tacky layer. I'm gonna give you a couple of options. At this point, I could either do a top coat, I could use my matte finish top coat, or my shiny top coat, whichever you prefer. On one nail, I'll do the matte top coat for you so you can see what that design looks like. On a second nail, I'm going to use a little bit of our silver foil just to give it a little bit more pop, a little bit more of an accent. All right, I'm just going to use the tweezer from our Fruit Cocktail nail charm kit. I'm just going to pull out a few pieces of my foil, and I just like to pull that apart a little bit so I have smaller pieces to work with onto the nail. I'm just going to pick up a few pieces and just randomly place them onto the nail, just to give that nail a little bit more of an accent. Just press down onto the nail so that there's nothing poking up. And when you get your foils into place, then we will seal them in with our top coat. All right, I think those are right where I want them. So on this one, because we've got that foil, I am going to add one more coat. So I'm going to do 2 coats of my top coat just to make sure that that foil gets sealed in. On this one, I'm going to use our ManiQ matte top coat just so that you can see different options. And so we'll do 2 coats of top coat over our foil. And then just 1 coat of the matte top coat over just the color. Okay, we will cure those for a quick 30 seconds. Okay, so our first coat of top coat is set. So with our first nail with our silver foil, I'm going to do a second coat just to make sure that that foil gets sealed in there really well. And we'll do a final cure of 60 seconds to fully cure our top coats. Okay, we did our final cure of 60 seconds. I'm going to take that out of the light, use a little bit of our ManiQ Cleanse, and wipe off that tacky surface. So this one is our matte finish. This one is our shiny finish. All right, so now you can see just a really pretty neon pastel kind of a design for the summer.